Hey guys, what's going on? This is Lucas here, and today I am doing my TBR. This TBR is called I Do Not Have a Problem, and yeah, it's basically a bunch of Star Trek shit. So, I went hog wild because I went down the rabbit hole of Star Trek stuff, and I realized just how many books have been made of Star Trek. I didn't realize how deep the rabbit hole went. So I figured, this kind of video, we can go one-to-one, That's why I'm sitting on the floor, I feel like it can be more intimate this way. Like I could give you all a hug. And, so let's just talk about this. Let's talk about what I got. And, my life choices. So basically, what happened is I went on a shopping spree recently. Went to used bookstores, scoured eBay, scoured all these different places, and I found a bunch of Star Trek novels and non-fiction Star Trek books that I found quite interesting, and I wanted to kind of throw the gauntlet down and see if I could tackle them. And so basically, that's what I did. I have a crap ton of them, and I would just like to go through that with you because this is essentially, it's a TBR as much as it is a book haul. So I'll probably cut to different footage of this as I'm doing this, but I got novels 1 through 30 of the Star Trek Next Generation canon. Oh fuck. Of the Star Trek Next Generation canon. And what I did was I basically took a line of Star Trek Next Generation novels in hopes that I could finish them. Because I've always wanted to read some Star Trek novels from the beginning, and Star Trek Next Generation is my favorite of the Star Trek series. Admittedly, I still need to watch Voyager, as well as the new Star Trek series, even though I hear they are quite the disappointment. However, these seem like they're really good. I don't know if any of these are canon. I don't know exactly how much these relate to the story, but I'm all about character development, and Star Trek is all about exploring strange new worlds and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. And so that's my hope with these, is that they will give me some insight into what people do with the paint of Star Trek on the canvas of novels, novellas, and non-fiction books. So I basically got books 1 through 30 of the original Star Trek novels, Star Trek Next Generation novels, and these are taken at various points in the development of the actual series. So it's interesting because I've read part of the way through the first one, Ghost Ship, and it's very interesting because this was right when the first season came out. So you get insight into the characters' thoughts about their comrades, people on the bridge, things like that. And knowing the entirety of the series as I do, it's fascinating to see what these people thought, like Commander Riker was going to be, Data, or any of the other characters. And there's a whole plethora of different authors that make these books. I believe for the original Star Trek Next Generation canon of novels, there is 63 novels, and I have, like I said, 1 through 30, but also I have random stray ones. Like I think this is a young adult novel, Best and Brightest. I don't know when this takes place. I honestly couldn't say. Starfleet, New Generation of Cadets, let's see, 1998. Okay, so this was quite a while after Next Generation actually officially finished. And then I have some other ones that came in lots that were not ordered because I don't have all the novels. I have 60, and then I have 63, and those will be really fun if I ever end up getting to them. And then I found a really good deal on hardcover books. So I have a few non-fiction books. I have Make It So, which goes through captain's lines of thinking in regards to, I guess, business practices and leadership, and it's non-fiction. It's basically self-help, just flavored like Star Trek, which is amazing. So it's through the eyes of the captains, even the captains that I haven't seen yet, or I haven't seen in a while, because it's specifically about Next Generation. On the topic of nonfiction Star Trek books, I've also got The Physics of Star Trek. So it's by Lawrence Krauss, and it's got a foreword by Stephen Hawking. And this is basically how physics it relates to the Star Trek universe. Teleporters, phasers, things like that. And it's very interesting to see that through the eyes of people who are actually physicists and scientists. One that I'm going to, slightly off the beaten path, but since I'm thinking of nonfiction right now, one of the other books that I'm going to do a reread of is Star Trek Psychology, which is taking the entirety of the Star Trek canon and looking at it through a psychology lens, obviously. And I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a Star Trek nonfiction book that used the medium of Star Trek to paint every single major in a university. Because when I looked at just the Star Trek novels, there are over 800 Star Trek novels, counting all of the series. That is frickin' mind-blowing. So, going back onto the hardcover, I have Kahless, which, mild spoiler for Star Trek Next Generation, Kahless is like this warrior parable that Klingons hear about. It's great battles atop the mountain, things like that. And so I suppose this is sort of like his biography, or this is a story involving him. So that should be interesting. It's got Worf here, so I'm expecting good things from this. I've got all the good things, which I'm not going to show because that's the last Star Trek episode. So just showing last Star Trek Next Generation episode, so that just showing it is going to be a spoiler for some people. We have Star Trek Next Generation crossover. We have Reunion. We have friggin' The Valiant. I have no idea when these were written and where they fit in the timeline of Star Trek novels, but I'm just going to follow it as best I can. We've got Death in Winter. You know, winter's coming. Winter is certainly coming. We got Devil's Heart, which I think is part of a series. We have Genesis Wave, Book 3, so that's part of a series. We have Ship of the Line and Dark Mirror. So, do I have 2 copies of Dark Mirror? Now that I'm thinking about it? No, just one. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where those fit, but I'm going to find out where they fit so that I'm well acquainted with the season that was currently on air, when and if they coincide when these were published. If they don't coincide, I'll just end up reading them as they are. But I like having the right context in my head when I'm reading a certain Star Trek novel so that I can get the general gist of what that season was about. So going back to that, going back to the other books, we have a few stray paperback novels, which is going to be the 2 Gemworld novels, which is unusual that they would make a duology in the original Star Trek novels, because they're supposed to be like, I guess, quick reads. Oh, I forget the term. What's the term for a paperback book that you're supposed to like get through really quickly? Like something you can take with you. Is it a pocket book? I'm not sure. But 2 other kind of quasi non-fiction books that I picked up are Klingon for the Galactic Traveler. This is a language learning book. Some of you who are on Duolingo, you might have noticed that Klingon is actually a language that is on Duolingo, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So this is basically Klingon slang and just basically explaining the language. And then we have this one, actually, I'm very enthralled to read, which is the Starfleet Survival Guide. So this is painted as sort of a book that any Starfleet cadet needs to go through, and it goes through security practices that you need to follow in the realm of Star Trek, as well as things you can do with phasers and what else? Oh, anesthetizing humanoids versus anesthetizing others. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of things in here. There's a lot. So this is like I said, quasi non-fiction, because it's non-fiction in the realm of Star Trek, but it's fiction because it's of Star Trek. If that makes any sense. Alright. So yeah, I got a lot of reading to do, and I just wanted to show you guys this. I haven't done a book-related video in a while. I know that my I had a couple short videos that have come out, and otherwise I have not uploaded a lot, which I apologize for, but my schooling is coming to an end, at least the semester is, and I should be good to go. Hopefully I'll be able to read some of these awesome books and report back to you guys. Either way, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe in this trying time, and that's it. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you later.